And welcome once again here in another edition of All About Town. This time we're in McComb, and we're glad to be here in McComb. This is our first chance to be here. We're at the McComb VFW, and thanks to Mo and his crew for allowing us to be here. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Corn Stoves. We'll hear from those folks a little bit later on. Also, McComb Family Dental. Also, thanks again, big thank you to Haverman Insurance, and also by Snipke Brothers Tires. Snipke Brothers Tires, located between Clyde and Otterville. Always great sponsors for our All About Town program, and we thank Keith and the crew for being a part of that. That is for sure. Our first guest is a young lady from the McComb Pantry, correct?
Yeah. It's a little free pantry in McComb.
Tell us a little bit about Kirsten Seeley, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the pantry, if you could, please, Kirsten.
So the pantry is just a project that I started after I graduated from college. It's freestanding, so it's just kind of community run. So people will stop by and donate whatever they can, and then others who are in need can just stop by at any point in time and grab whatever they might need.
What made you decide that this is something that was your call and that you wanted to do?
There's a few things that went into it. So I went to Bowling Green for my undergrad, and I majored in dietetics, so food and nutrition. We talked a lot about food insecurity, and I kind of just wanted to start a conversation about it somehow, some way, help, be a part of the solution to food insecurity. And I always wanted to give something back to the McComb community. I grew up here, so I went to McComb schools K through 12, and kind of the passion that I got from undergrad and seeing how the Finley Pantry, they had a little pantry that I followed. So kind of all of those factors kind of played into me wanting to do it here.
Okay. How long have you had the pantry going here in McComb?
We started doing some fundraising for it in October of 2018, and we set it up in January of 2019. So we're pushing 2 years now.
What's the response been from the community?
I had a lot of anxiety about it when I set it up because I wasn't quite sure if we'd have both components, somebody to give and somebody that actually needed it. But it's been way better than I ever expected. The school they've done 2 fundraisers so far, so we got probably 30 plus boxes of food from the food drives. People have been really respectful of it, and they've been giving a lot, and so I really appreciate it.
What families, do you have certain families that qualify? Do they have to have a certain income to qualify to receive free food, or what are kind of the parameters that say, hey, I would like to get some food here, and how do you determine that?
So with this, there's plenty of government assistance out there. So it's not to replace government assistance or other, private means where there are more stipulations. This is kind of like a backup. So it really is for anybody. There's no qualifications. I don't even know who uses it. It's just freestanding, come and go as you please. It's open for anybody and everyone.
Where is it located at?
It's at the Village Administration Building here in McComb, so right next door to the VFW. So I went to a council meeting back in 2018 probably, and they gave me permission to set it up there.
Okay. Is it open? How often are you open there?
It's outside, so it's 24/7. Come and go as you please.
So it's outside?
Yes, it is.
How do you keep the food fresh? How do you keep things, being outside like that? How do you keep things from spoiling, whatever the case may be?
So it's all non-perishable food. So canned goods, dried boxed goods like cereal, rice, beans. So we ask for nothing that is perishable. So nothing refrigerated, frozen, even like bread, that can go bad pretty quickly. So it should just be non-perishables and even small toiletries if people have that. So my parents have been a big help, and I think the community has been a big help of making sure there's nothing inappropriate in the pantry.
Right.
So they go down every once in a while, check for expiration dates and anything that shouldn't be in there, remove it. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Has it been, do you feel like it's been successful? It sounds like it has been.
Yeah, I really do think it's been successful. Again, I wasn't quite sure what the response would be, so I figured I'd give it a try and see what happens. But it's been great.
It's been better than you expected.
Way better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Kristen Seeley is with us right now. She is, it's called the Little Food Pantry.
Yes.
The Little Food Pantry here in McComb. It is right next to the McComb VFW at the city building, correct? Okay. All right. You got this idea. You started this. Do you do a full-time job then?
Yeah.
On top of this?
I do work for a tech company as a health coach, and then I'm continuing to go to BG to get my master's in food and nutrition. So This is just a little side project.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds like, does your church help with it too?
There's been some response from the church and Dollar General here in McComb. We have a box set up in there so people can buy canned goods at Dollar General and just put it in the box, and then we can collect it from that box and put it in the pantry as needed. So it's really been a community-wide effort.
Have you had a good response even at Dollar General? Folks who said, "Hey, I'll buy and just leave it for the pantry."
Yeah, so I think it's been pretty convenient just to be able to, buy a canned good, leave it there, and then collect as needed. So yeah, that was a pretty good response too.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm just fascinated that you got out of college and say, "Hey, let's go ahead and start this."
Yeah.
And then the Macomb City Council was on board with it.
Yep. Yeah. So again, I was a little nervous, but all of the, a light bulb just clicked one day. And so I told my boyfriend, Evan, I was like, I'm doing it. And he's like, what am I going to do? Like,
okay. How can I help? How can I help?
So he was a big help in building it and making it as weatherproof as we could. And the Macomb art students helped paint it.
Okay.
I got shingles from American Siding and Windows. So yeah, it was an effort on a lot of people's parts.
Sounds like a lot of folks got involved, and then once you started this, then a lot of folks. Is your family well known here in town?
Yeah, my mom's on Village Council. My dad's a regular here at the VFW, so.
So they pretty much knew who you were.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Okay. I think it's a great idea. Kirsten, right?
Kirsten, yeah.
Kirsten Seeley, our preceding guest here on All About Town, and telling us about the Little Food Pantry that is here in Macomb. Kirsten, if folks want to donate, how do they do that? How do they get in touch with you?
If you have the non-perishables or small toiletries and you're here in Macomb, you can drop those off at any point in time. If you're looking for like monetary donations or any other ways to help, you can follow our Facebook page, it's Little Free Pantry Macomb. And you can like it, share it, send me a message, and I'm happy to answer any questions or further the discussion or whatever.
Okay. Kirsten, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for the work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
All right. Kirsten Seeley has been our first guest and talking to us here on All About Town, here from Macomb, here from the Macomb VFW. We've got more guests to talk to, and we'll do that right after this. Cornstoves.com, located 1/2 mile east of Macomb on State Route 613, reminds you that the winter weather will soon be here. If you're looking for an affordable source of heat for this winter, call Cornstoves.com. They have both new and used corn stoves, pellet stoves, or wood stoves too. Plus, they also have furnaces and boilers as well. And ask about our manufacturer's discounts on any new stoves. Remember, all our stoves are USA made. Call 419-293-2465, or you can also call 419-348-1536. Cornstoves.com, located just east of Macomb on State Route 613, locally owned and operated. Back once again here on All About Town. Our next guest is Tony Fenstermaker, and if that sounds familiar, as I write that down, Tony is the superintendent here at Macomb. And Mr. Fenstermaker, how many years have you been the superintendent here at Macomb?
This is my 4th year at Macomb School.
Okay. Okay. Are you originally from McComb?
I am originally from McComb, yep. Grew up out in the country, went to school here, and it's kind of full circle that I'm back here working in the school district.
Okay. Where did you get your education degree at?
I went to the University of Findlay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Went over there and decided, and you started off teaching, right?
No, incorrect. I actually, I had a degree in a different area. I was in the business sector for about 2 years, and I always enjoyed, trying to help motivate students and work with kids, and decided I wanted to change careers, and went back to the University of Findlay and obtained my educator license, and just further pursued it with the master's degree in administration, and lastly ended up taking my superintendent courses, and here I am.
Okay. Have you been a superintendent in any other school or been in the administration, any other schools besides McComb?
Yes, I was in administration at Upper Sandusky, and then this is my first superintendent position at McComb.
What was it like to come back to your old school, number one? Number two, to be in administration, I guess, how do I say it? To be in administration for the first time as a superintendent at your old school. Was it a bit of a challenge?
I think it could have been. There was some anticipation that a lot of people would still remember me either as a student or as a parent when our son graduated from McComb as well. But there's work that needs to be done, and we just try to set clear expectations. Hold ourselves equally accountable, and just try to do the best for students. So I would say it was a little different, but it was certainly good. I enjoy working with the people of McComb, connecting and building some relationships. There are a lot of people in the school district that have moved in from when I was actually a student. So there's a lot of people that are new, but still a lot of people that I stayed connected with over the years.
Okay. With the virus, and I know this, it's been tough on a lot of folks, especially on the administrators and stuff. When you're hearing, do this week, then change it to next week, it's kind of like it's been very frustrating working with the state of Ohio, realizing that it seems like every day something's changing all the time.
I would say. A lot of times we do challenge our students and staff and some of our community members that you have to be ready for change. But the amount of rapid change we've had to experience is a little off the scale. There are times where decisions need to be made almost hourly. We try to send a message that our time at school, our school schedule, it could change day to day even. But certainly right now it doesn't really. It seems like we just look at about 2-week windows to make sure that we're doing okay.
Hancock County itself is not. Are they red now or not?
Yes. Yep, we're red county right now. Correct.
Wow, this seems like almost every county in the state is.
Well, I think in this particular area, Wyandotte County is still orange, and then there are a few counties in southeast Ohio that are still orange as well.
But not very many, huh?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
No.
It seemed for a long time Hancock County seemed like they're pretty, not necessarily immune, but didn't have that many cases. All of a sudden, this last couple months has exploded.
Yeah, things are certainly challenging. But it's important for us as adults to still be patient, to still have expectations, to still support our students. And I do agree that these are really challenging times, but it doesn't mean we still can't be productive. It doesn't mean we still can't teach our students about resilience, being organized, and just the school year just looks different. We'd be kind of silly to think we could attack a full year's worth of curriculum. But even though things are different and they're challenging, these are still life lessons that our students can embrace and learn from. And it's certainly something that, decades later, they'll look back and kind of be able to reminisce that they were a part of something that was historic.
Okay. What is the schedule? Are you still going person to person yet at McComb?
Things are a little different depending on the grade level, but starting Monday, coming out of Thanksgiving break, our K through 8 students will attend school, continue to attend in person 4 days a week. Wednesday's a remote learning day, and we actually also bring in students for intervention. Some students that need that assistance and or counseling, and then our 9 through 12 students will be on a hybrid schedule. There are 2 different groups. They'll attend 2 days in person, and the other 3 days will be remote learning.
Okay, so you're going to do that just on the high school level, right?
That's the intent. I mean, it could change again, but
Yeah.
That's what we're going to come back out of Thanksgiving break with. Yep.
Up until that time, you've been all in person pretty much the entire time.
We started the school year in a hybrid for kindergarten, grades 5 through 12, and then grades 1 through 4, because of the class sizes and sections, they were attending 4 days a week. Then in October, we went all students 4 days a week, and now because things are, we're having a few more cases and students are needing to quarantine, and staffing substitute teachers is really critical. It's almost above a crisis now, an emergency. And some of those decisions, some of those actions have forced us to make the decision to try and reduce our student population as well as maintain an adequate staffing level.
Okay, let's talk about, Mr. Fenstermaker, let's talk about, the number of students have been quarantined. I don't want the names or anything, but about how many students currently are out of school because of quarantine at this point?
We have about close to 30 students in grades 7 through 12 that are currently quarantined, and another dozen or so that are in elementary. And then we have a few staff members as well.
Is for the kids, is it just strictly because their parents or someone in their household has COVID, and that because they live in that same household, they have to be quarantined too?
It could be. Most of the local county health departments are, to say overwhelmed is probably an understatement now. So early on, we might have gotten some information in terms of, why the student was quarantined. But now, because of the overwhelming need to contact trace, we're pretty much just getting names now. So it could be family. It could be potentially school related. It could be if they're out, hanging out with friends or work possibly, but we don't know exactly. We statewide get told a lot of it is, family community spread, but at this point we don't necessarily always get specifics.
You're coming back on Monday from Thanksgiving. Hopefully that there won't be another uptick because of the Thanksgiving get-togethers either.
We're hopeful.
Yeah.
Typically, we have a great relationship with the health department. All the Hancock County superintendents meet with them once a week via remotely, and it's about a 7 to 10 day window between when an activity happens and when things start to drop. So we may not see any indications the first week of school, but certainly I know that the health department's very concerned about the potential outbreaks of a spike in cases that's already above what we have. Okay.
All right. Before we leave you go, Mr. Fenstermaker, obviously these are challenging times, trying times, school-wise. Let's go that route. Are some of your sports teams, have you had kids quarantined out of that because of contact?
Yes, we have had, one of our sports teams is currently in quarantine right now.
That would be
our JV basketball team.
Okay.
Is currently in quarantine due to exposure. I think, the students being able to participate in extracurriculars, not just sports, is a significant advantage for their mental and physical health.
Yeah.
And we want to try and do everything we can to promote that. Again, it's a blessing every day to even get to practice, whether that's on a stage with a piece of sheet music or in a gymnasium. So, we just need to embrace every opportunity we have, play like each game is our last. And I know those are old cliches, but we are literally living in a time when, each game could be your last. So it's important for us to, support our students best we can, ensure our protocols of cleaning the gym, the wrestling mats, the lockers, the hallways, etc., just to try and make sure our students have the best experience they can.
I'm glad you brought that up there. The wrestling mats too. You got to limit the number, other than the participants in there, that have to be limited there at practice time too, and even in basketball practice. Correct?
Yeah, you you probably saw, there's a suggestion from the governor and then the Ohio High School Athletic Association. So a lot of schools, including McComb, had a ticket policy of how we were going to distribute tickets, and now that may even be somewhat restricted to possibly just parents. Just because of we want to get the kids to play, and being a small community like McComb, we have a lot of people that don't have students in school, but they love to come and support them. And we know that's been taxing on them, particularly during the fall sports. It was tough for some community members. And, here we are starting the winter sports, and we didn't know what to expect, but things are a little more sideways than they were during the fall. So, we want to try and get back to as much of the standard routine as we can. But we also know that, our students being able to play is significantly important, and if we want to try to keep our parents at least in the gym to support their children, that's what we're going to do.
Okay. All right. Very good. Tony, it's definitely trying times for you, I'm sure, as an administrator. Real quick, I know you get together with the other Hancock County schools. Are they seeing pretty much the same thing, dealing with the same issues that you're dealing with too?
Yeah, for the most part, we're meeting almost bi-weekly now. We typically meet once a month, but there's just a lot of moving parts right now, so we're getting together. We're having more students and staff. Quarantine as our virus numbers go up, that's just something that's going to happen. But the other challenge has been getting staff coverage for substitute teaching. There was a stretch almost a week and a half where we had at least 3 unfilled substitute teaching absences in our building. And they're not all virus related, but you still have absences due to sickness and, maternity leaves, etc. And, that's really been stressful to find substitute teachers to help cover classes.
No doubt. Tony, we appreciate you. Mr. Tony Fenstermaker has been our preceding guest here in All About Town. He is from McComb. He is the superintendent here at McComb. We're getting a chance to talk to him here on our All About Town program here from the BFW here in McComb. Tony, thank you so much.
All right. Yep. Thank you.
Appreciate you. All right, we'll take a break, and we will talk with one of our guests who happens to have corn stoves. We'll talk with them right after this timeout. McComb BFW Post 9231 is there for daily lunch and specials, hall rental, for meetings, get-togethers, reunions, plus they're open for breakfast every other Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. The McComb VFW also reminds you to support the McComb Panthers in all their athletic events as well. This message of community interest from the McComb VFW. The McComb VFW Post 9231, located in McComb. Welcome to our All About Town program this morning here on the UBR Network. Bob Snively with us right now. He is the owner-proprietor, or one of the proprietors of Corn Stoves in McComb. And first off, Bob, as we talk about McComb and talk about the town, it's good to have you. What about Corn Stoves? What exactly kind of company is, and what kind of corn stoves do you sell?
Well, it's not only corn burning stoves, but these stoves will burn all types of grain and wood pellets also. We first started into it in 1991, right after the gas lines with problems, and the fuel oil was high priced, and we had plenty of corn on the farm, and so we thought we might as well burn it and save the price, and it was a lot more reasonable than the oil or anything else out there. So we started in with a corn stove that we bought in our own home, and we liked it so well that we put it in our office. And we had an elevator at that time, and so we liked it that way, and so it just kept going on from there. We found that we could burn wheat screenings and salvage grain that you couldn't sell any other way, and that made it more economical, and yet it was providing a service that otherwise, a farmer would have to just dump the salvage grain on the field and not get anything out of it. So that's where we got started, and it's been quite a ride, and we've stuck with it, and it's been a very, very good thing for us.
Bob, how did you find out about these corn stoves? I mean, obviously you bought one for yourself and you decided to get into the business, and has it been prosperous for you guys? Have you moved a lot of stoves over the years?
Oh, yes. The first years was like anything else that was new. We'd be at fairs, and we'd have a burn trailer that the stoves were actually burning, and people would look at it, they'd marvel, and they couldn't believe that was corn that was burning, and that much heat was coming out of it, and of course there was a lot of scalpers at that time. But as we went along, it turned out to be something that wasn't a fly-by-night, and people started getting a stove, and one stove would come into a neighborhood, and the neighbors and relatives would see what the stove was doing, and so then they would buy one themselves, and it just pretty much come word of mouth that type of way too. And we would be at county fairs and at Farm Science down at London, Ohio. That was probably our best show, and which we missed this year because of the virus. But we get calls from all over the U.S. now. We're on the internet, and so people will call us for either parts or information, or to actually buy the stoves, and we ship them out.
Wow, that's incredible. It's incredible. And did you ever think, Bob, when you and your wife started this, that it would get this big?
Not really. We had hoped that it would be a nice sideline with our other business, but it turned out to be our only business, because it gets a little bit quiet in the summertime because nobody wants to think about heat in the summertime. They want to think about air conditioning, but that gives us a little chance to breathe and catch up during the summer, and then get started in the fall again. Okay. So it's quite a thing. We were 20 calls behind for most of October and first part of November, and we're getting it down to about 10 or so now, and so a person can come in and if they want a stove delivered and installed, we can do it within 7 to 10 days now. Okay. So it's making it a little easier. But there for a while it was really tough with everybody contacting us on this.
Wow. Can't believe that. How many people do you have working for you, Bob, real quick? How large is your company?
There's just 4 of us, and we keep things going that way. Okay.
Sounds like that's enough work for 4 of you.
Yeah. It's it keeps us hopping.
Okay.
We have long hours and fall and winter, and so that's how it works out. My son works with us too, and he has his own business. He sells stoves to dealers, and we're one of his dealers, and so we kind of work back and forth, and we just live a quarter of a mile apart, so it makes it pretty easy for us to do that too. Okay. And that helps us out there.
Okay. Wow. Who'd have thought that a business like that would get going like that? Bob Snively, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Bob Snively, our preceding guest, he has corn stoves in McComb, and Final question, Bob. If once somebody wants to contact you, wants to talk to you, how can they get a hold of you?
You can call our number, 419-293-465. We've had that number for about 50 years now, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, Bob, we appreciate it for talking to us here on All About Town. Thank you so much. And, wow, congratulations on a business that when you first got into it, you didn't think would take off. But, wow, it's become bigger than you guys even imagined, right?
Yes, that's right. Well, things happen in time, and some people are in and out. They jump into something and think that they can make a buck on, and then that's all they're thinking. Why? And if something happens that it isn't as good at times, then they jump out. And the only way to succeed in business is to keep at it all the time, and it will work out as it goes along.
Okay.
There'll be things that will come up. 1 year, there'll be maybe a short corn harvest, and corn prices would be higher and not as advantageous for heat. There's always something else, pellets or salvage grain that can take its place. And of course here in around 2008, the government got into the ethanol business, and corn prices skyrocketed to $8 a bushel from less than $2 a bushel to $8 a bushel. And a lot of dealers and businesses, manufacturers, took one look at that and they said, "Oh, it'll never come back. Corn will stay $8 to $12 a bushel." And the thing of it is, farmers are so independent that if they see something is going to make them some money for a future, why they'll plan on planting more, and when they plant more, why the next couple of years, why there's an overabundance of the crop, and the prices fall, and so you just have to stay with the thing and keep going from 1 year to the next. A lot of these dealers that were in before 2008 just folded up and they just quit. And then when prices got better again, why they found something else that they would rather do, and so consequently it left us not very much competition, and people needed to go to somebody for parts, and so that's one reason why we have so many people from out of state that will contact us, because we have the parts for their stoves.
Okay.
And their stoves are mechanical, so there's going to be some repair as it goes along. We have quite a few customers that bought stoves 18 to 20 years ago, and those stoves are still working. They're U.S.-made stoves, and so many stoves nowadays are built in a foreign country, which we won't mention.
Right.
And they aren't good quality, and they only last just a little bit, and they have to be replaced. Where these stoves have got good stuff in them, and all it takes is a few dollars after maybe 5-6 years. You might want to put maybe $50-$75 in the stove, and it'll just keep on going.
There you go.
So we've had folks that had these stoves for that long, and they're thinking, well, they're getting up in years, and if something would happen to them, where they'd want their wife or their family to be able to keep up with the stove. So they'll take their old stove and put it out in the shop or something, and they'll buy a new one just like the old one. So it's they don't want a new stove with all the gadgets that's going to wear out. They want their stove like the old one that they had, and so we've sold quite a few stoves that way.
There you go. Well, Bob, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and thank you for educating us a little bit about the corn stoves. And we wish you all the luck in the world. I hope your business continues. And, thanks so much for being a part of our program here this morning here on All About Town, Corn Stoves. And Bob Snively has been our preceding guest. He is from McComb, and he sells those in McComb. And, Bob, again, thank you so much. We appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this. Cornstoves.com, located 1/2 mile east of McComb on State Route 613, reminds you that the winter weather will soon be here. If you're looking for an affordable source of heat for this winter, call Cornstoves.com. They have both new and used corn stoves, pellet stoves, or wood stoves too. Plus, they also have furnaces and boilers as well. And ask about our manufacturer's discounts on any new stoves. Remember, all our stoves are USA made. Call 419-293-2465, or you can also call 419-348-1536. Cornstoves.com, located just east of McComb on State Route 613, locally owned and operated. McComb VFW Post 9231 is there for daily luncheon specials, hall rental, for meetings, get-togethers, reunions, plus they're open for breakfast every other Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. The McComb VFW also reminds you to support the McComb Panthers in all their athletic events as well. This message of community interest from the McComb VFW. The McComb VFW Post 9231, located in McComb. Snipke Brothers Tire, located in the country near Cloverdale, reminds you if you're in the field or on the road, big or small, we can fix them all. Whether it's tires for your car, truck, van, tractor, we have it at Snipke Brothers Tire. Just call 419-532-3999. That's 419-532-3999. Snipke Brothers Tire. Open daily from 8 to 6. And remember, Snipke Brothers Tire was recognized as one of the top commercial tire dealers in the area. That's Snipke Brothers Tire, located near Cloverdale. At McComb Family Dental, they remind you everyone enjoys and deserves a vibrant smile. From children to seniors, our team provides patients of all ages with dental care. In fact, they love seeing the entire family. Just call for an appointment at 419-293-2335. That's 419-293-2335. Or see their website at McCombDental.com. McComb Family Dental, located on Park Drive South in McComb. Enjoy a happier, healthy smile. Cornstoves.com, located 1/2 mile east of McComb on State Route 613, reminds you that the winter weather will soon be here. If you're looking for an affordable source of heat for this winter, call Cornstoves.com. They have both new and used corn stoves, pellet stoves, or wood stoves too. Plus, they also have furnaces and boilers as well. And ask about our manufacturer's discounts on any new stoves. Remember, all our stoves are USA made. Call 419-293-2465, or you can also call 419-348-1536. Cornstoves.com, located just east of McComb on State Route 613, locally owned and operated. Welcome back once again here on the UBR Network, and thank you very much to the folks at Corn Stoves, Bob and the crew being one of our guests. We've got another special guest here, Crystal Walters. Is that correct, Crystal?
Yeah.
Crystal Walters has a licensed massage therapist here in McComb. I guess, Crystal, tell us about your business.
It's Surrounding Hands Massage, and it's located in a room in the barbershop area.
Okay. How long have you been doing it?
I've been licensed for 10 years.
Okay. Have you always been here in McComb doing massage therapy?
Not in McComb. I've been in Findlay area.
Okay. But you live here in McComb, right?
I live here in McComb, yes.
Okay. Oh, did you graduate from here in McComb?
No.
Oh, but your children go to McComb, huh?
Yes.
Okay. What do you like about this town?
It's nice, quiet, and peaceful.
Okay.
Look at our little small businesses.
Okay. Speaking of that, have you been busy?
Not as much.
Okay.
Not as last year. It was quite busy last year.
But this year, is it
It's
because?
slowed back, yeah.
Okay. Is it again because of the COVID?
Yeah.
I mean,
I still have my regular clients. I just don't have as many.
okay. All right. Very good. As far as massage therapy, what's the difference between relaxation massage and therapeutic massage? Give us a little. What's the difference?
Relaxation is just a full body massage and just rub down. Therapeutic is different areas like the shoulders, neck, and you want more time on those areas than the other body parts.
Okay. Have you been? You said you got your regular clientele then?
Yes.
About what's the charge?
1 hour relaxation is $38, and a 1 hour therapeutic deep tissue is $65, and I do other massages.
Okay, like what?
I do pregnancy therapeutic or infant and pediatric, which is kids, and cancer massage and manual lymph drainage.
Okay, I guess with not so much with kids. I would think that they would not sit still or they'd be jumping around.
They only get the kids only. I only charge $20 for a 45 minute session. They don't get a whole hour.
Okay, all right. But do you find that they sometimes can be very,
They do get relaxed. They do.
Really?
And I've had feedback on sleeping better at night.
Really?
Yeah. The kids wake up and say, "Oh, I slept better last night."
Okay. Do you? I guess especially with hyperactive kids, how do you deal with that?
Well, you can use toys massaging them, like you use cars and use different toys and stuff like that.
Okay. So that keeps their attention,
yes,
at least for the moment. Well, very good. Obviously, infants are,
Yeah, they kind of go with it. I did help with colicky. Yeah, if they're colicky, it does help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as you say you've been doing this, Crystal, for 10 years now, what got you started into, of all things, massage therapy back in the day?
When I was a little girl, my dad would pay me a couple dollars to rub his back.
Okay.
And he said I would be good at massaging, so I kept in with that, and I have these healing hands that help people.
Okay. All right. So Dad kind of talked you into kind of saying, you'd be good at this, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he surprised when you ended up becoming a massage therapist?
Yes, and now he has 2 daughters that are massage therapists, and he's my stepdad, so my stepsister's a massage therapist too, but we didn't grow up together, and we didn't say, hey, let's go be massage therapists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So your stepsister does this as well?
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of neat. Did you ever think that when you started this business, did you ever think that it would grow as much as it has?
Not yet, yeah. No, I didn't think so, but it does. It's growing.
Okay.
And you get people to realize that it can help with carpal tunnel, and you don't have to have surgery.
Really?
Yeah, because the nerves are like hoses. You get kinks in them, then they don't work as right.
Right.
So I went through training, and yeah, if you can prevent surgery, it's possible.
Okay, so you actually help people to the point where they don't need surgery then?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's possible, yeah.
That's fantastic.
People's like, oh, I'll just go with surgery. I'm like, well, what if massage could help? Massage can help a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Help with sciatic nerves and the lower back problems. And,
You also told me something that, and I, of course, like many people, see chiropractors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You said that sometimes the people that you've had, the patient you have, will actually rather come to you than a chiropractor.
Yes, because, well, we help with muscles and joints and stuff, and the chiropractor cracks your bones, but they also, massage helps with all more muscles and stuff. And
Okay. All right.
I find it particular better to get a massage than
Okay.
chiropractor.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I mean, when you first started learning, Crystal, did you, practice on your kids back in the day?
Well, I was doing it before my kids.
Okay.
I was doing massage before my kids, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do practice on my kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do enjoy it.
Okay.
My son fell and hurt his back a little bit, and so I helped him, and he's like, Mom, my back still hurts, blah, blah, blah. So I did the massage on him, and he's like, oh, this feels better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and especially if your son's active in sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Now he's starting basketball, and it's a little crazy, you don't really want your kids in sports because they're going to be in contact with everybody else, but you know what? It goes, whatever goes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, as a parent, as a parent of a school-age young man that likes to play sports, I hope you get a chance to see him.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that I think even when I was talking with Tony a little bit ago, it's just like, it's a crazy time. As he said, it's a day by day, hour by hour. But has the pandemic diminished your business a little bit too? Has it hurt you a little bit?
Just a little bit. I didn't make as much as last year, but
okay.
I'm still making a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a part-time therapist, but yeah, it's not as much as I did last year.
Okay. Crystal, before we leave you go, if folks need to get in touch with you, how can they do it?
By my number,
Okay, and it is
419-889-0708.
0708. Okay, so massage therapy, and you're located at the barber shop, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So Crystal Walters has been with us. She is a massage therapist, and she's located right here in McComb. Stop in and see her if you want to get massage therapy. And Crystal, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, we've got more coming your way here on All About Town program, and we'll do that right after this. McComb VFW Post 9231 is there for daily lunch and specials, hall rental, for meetings, get-togethers, reunions, plus they're open for breakfast every other Saturday from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. The McComb VFW also reminds you to support the McComb Panthers in all their athletic events as well. This message of community interest from the McComb VFW. The McComb VFW Post 9231, located in McComb. Snipke Brothers Tire, located in the country near Cloverdale, reminds you if you're in the field or on the road, big or small, we can fix them all. Whether it's tires for your car, truck, van, tractor, we have it at Snipke Brothers Tire. Just call 419-532-3999. That's 419-532-3999. Snipke Brothers Tire. Open daily from 8 to 6. And remember, Snipke Brothers Tire was recognized as one of the top commercial tire dealers in the area. That's Snipke Brothers Tire, located near Cloverdale. Welcome back once again here to the VFW. Dave Cecil with us right now. And Dave is one of the folks in the McComb Emporium, which is basically a shop which has a number of different shops inside. Dave, explain what the McComb Emporium is a little bit, if you could, please.
The McComb Emporium, we are a store that offers antiques and collectibles. We have about 40 different vendors that set up a special area in the store. The store actually originated about 5.5 years ago. Several folks went together and banded together to start it off. Some of those people have moved out of the area, but there's still a few in place. Michelle Robles is the one that continues to head it up. Some of the vendors work as a volunteer to man the store during the hours that it's open, and that's what I'm doing here today. Michelle is not available today, but I'm working the store today as a volunteer, and there's some others that do that on a regular basis. Again, we're 40 different vendors. We have a variety of items. Right now, seasonal items, Christmas. Already this morning, we sold 3 or 4 Christmas trees off of our show window. Those are going real good right now. We have a lot of other Christmas items, collectibles, comic books, records, both LPs and 45s. I myself buy and sell trade toys. I've done that for a number of years as a hobby.
Okay.
And when I found the store about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I set up an area. So I have die-cast cars and other auto memorabilia. I have some sports items, and there's a couple other sports vendors that have a lot of sports items, jewelry, CDs, DVDs, houseware, refurbished appliances. One vendor does. Another vendor does guitars and other musical items, vintage books, toys, antiques, crafts. Basically, I would encourage people, if you have something you're looking for, and the prices are great. Some of the vendors you can't believe the good deals they give on items. So you really have to come, browse, look around. Something's going to jump out at you that you can't live without. So that's kind of what the McComb Emporium is all about.
Okay. Very much. You said a mouthful. Dave, as you mentioned, there's a lot of vendors in there. Are there a lot of Christmas items currently?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
There's still some fall items. Thanksgiving, just over yesterday, we had a lot of Thanksgiving fall items, and those vendors will be rotating their stock and putting out Christmas items, and already several have. Also, we have a Facebook page, McComb Emporium. If you go to the Facebook page, lots of pictures on those pages.
Okay, excellent. For the folks that don't realize, of course, this is Black Friday today for shopping, number one. Number two, it's small
business weekend sale.
Small business weekend sale as well here, not just in Macomb, but all over the United States, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, all right. Well, David Cecil, thank you so much. Any final words about the McComb Emporium? What are your hours over there?
We're located at 103 East Main, one of the Bennett Furniture buildings on the corner there. Our Wednesday and Thursday hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Friday and Saturday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and due to demand, we've opened on Sunday, generally from noon to 4.
Okay.
Come check us out.
All right, we will do that. David, thank you so much. Thank you for the information. We appreciate this. And real quick, why is Macomb a great town to do business in?
Well, I think the folks here, number one, small town folks, just have a great sense of community. We like that.
There you go. There you go. Dave, thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, we'll take a break, wrap things up right after this. At McComb Family Dental, they remind you everyone enjoys and deserves a vibrant smile. From children to seniors, our team provides patients of all ages with dental care. In fact, they love seeing the entire family. Just call for an appointment at 419-293-2335. That's 419-293-2335. Or see their website at McCombDental.com. McComb Family Dental, located on Park Drive South in Macomb. Enjoy a happier, healthy smile. Back one final time here to the VFW, the Macomb VFW. Thanks again to Mo and his crew for allowing us to be there. Appreciate it, Mo. And thanks to our guests, Kristen Seeley, Tony Fenstermaker, also Dave Cecil, and Crystal Walters. Appreciate them. Appreciate you folks listening in today on All About Town. Next week again, I've been trying. We're hoping to get to Fort Jennings. It'll be an afternoon show instead of a morning show, but we'll let you know just as soon as we find out. But that's our goal for next week here on the UBR Network. All About Town today has been brought to you by Corn Stoves, Macomb Family Dental, Haverman Insurance, and a big thank you, as always, to Keith and his crew at Snipke Brothers Tire, near between Kalida and Ottoville. All right, that's going to do it for our broadcast. We'll see you tonight on basketball. Until then, this is Mike Magg saying so long, everybody. And welcome once